Good afternoon, welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4.7 liter engine. We have a misfire situation. We actually have a lot of situations, but right now we have a P0301 misfire code, which is cylinder 1. So with this misfire situation, we just did the oil change, so I have a playlist going on this already. But now we're going to do the misfire. The proper way to do a misfire is to diagnose the problem, to tear things apart, test it, try it, and whatnot. What I'm doing is I'm just going to go straight to the Sparky makers and we're going to do those. I also bought an ignition coil just in case, and we're just going to do it. There's 180,000 miles on this Jeep and I'm just going to assume that they need it. In the meantime, I've got spark plugs, I got an ignition coil, and we're going to go ahead and replace it. Remember, this is not a how to replace your spark plugs. This is how I am going to replace my spark plugs. So don't do what I do just because I do it. Do everything at your own risk. And don't follow me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional. I'm not mechanic, not trained, not specialized, not schooled. Nothing to do with vehicles other than my personal experience trying to figure crap out, just like you. So if you follow me, do so at your own risk. But right now, we're going to go ahead and replace our spark plugs, and I'm going to show you how I do that. I will link something like this down below. Here's another controversial topic. Everybody says to use Champion on the Jeep products. These are not Champion, these are NGKs. We're going to see if we blow up our engine. I've got this Dielectric Grease, this huge tube. I will link it down below. This will last you a lifetime. It's lasted me several years and is barely even used. So yes, until it expires. I don't even know if it does expire. We should be good. So let's get started. We are using our handy dandy new light. If you've been watching my videos, I've used this once before and loved it, and so we've got it hooked up again. Very expensive for what it is, but it is really nice, so take that for what it's worth. To this spark plugs, it looks like this side's fairly easy. We're going to end up taking this plenum off, which means the air box. And then it looks like everything's easy peasy on this side. I haven't looked at a diagram. I think this is cylinder 1 right here, but we're going to find out later. And then on this side, it actually looks pretty easy here as well. Again, we're going to have to take the plenum off, and then it looks like 2, 4, 6. I'm making these numbers up because I'm assuming it's either 2, 4, 6 or 1, 3, 5. All look really easy to get to. This one right here is under the dipstick tube. Not sure that we're going to be clearing that. We're going to find out. And then there's one way off in the back there that doesn't look too bad. So this looks like an easier spark plug job. Not the easiest I've done, but easier. So yeah, let's jibber jabber more worky. Let's go. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect this ductwork. Can probably leave this on one side or the other, but I'm just going to take it all apart. Just like so. Oh, there's a little 10 millimeter down here. There's that one. To keep everybody from yelling at me, we're going to go ahead and pull off the negative battery cable with not a 12 millimeter. This is looking like an 11 millimeter here. This is just to keep any oopsies at bay. Oh, that's on there tight. There we go though. It's coming. There she goes. Tuck that out of the way. All right, same bolt on this side. Bolt number 2. We got this little hose right here and a hose clamp in the back. Oh. There she goes. All right. I think we have access to the majority of our Sparky makers. So let me grab a 10 mil. All right, let's see. Is this a 10 mil? It is. So we already have a 10 mil. Perfect. Let me put some gloves on. This is either 1 or 2. I don't know which cylinder this is. But we're going to keep the boot. We're going to replace, well, we're going to look at the spark plugs. First, I don't even know what these look like, so before I get completely ahead of myself, let's just pull this apart. Look at the dadgum spark plugs and see where we stand. So we got it unbolted. Now we're gonna push this pin down and unplug it. These are actually coming apart really easy, which makes me think somebody else has already been in here. Oh! Maybe. Ah, there we go. Ooh, it's dusty. It's very, very dusty. I have no idea what size spark plugs these are. So it looks like these are 5/8. So this is a spark plug socket. What's special about a spark plug socket is, one, it'll either have a rubber lining inside that helps grip the plastic and protect the ceramic, or two, it'll have a magnet in here. This one's the magnetic version. I like it better than the rubber. Okay, there we go. Now you want to go straight as you can when you pop this off. Okay. Might even be able to do it by hand after breaker free. But the magnetic version you can keep picking up, and once you don't feel any resistance, oh yeah, once you don't feel any resistance, you can pull it up. So yeah, this definitely needs to be replaced. So regardless of the cause of the misfire, we are going to replace these. This is old versus new, and you just kind of want to compare them, make sure they're the same size. These come pre-gapped, so we're not going to gap them. With the iridium, when you try to gap them, you can wear off that coating, which is not good. But you can see the electrode. I don't know if you can see or not. The electrodes pretty much wore off of the old one, so we're going to get these replaced and move on forward. All right, so controversial topic is anti-seize on the thread. Some people like to do it, some people don't. I have gone back and forth. I've never noticed a benefit to it as of this point. Anything I've put anti-seize on has come out, and anything I've put on without anti-seize has also come out when I've wanted it to. So we are going to go without anti-seize. We're just going to put it back in. Again, this is the magnetic version, so be careful going in because it'll want to pull. You don't want to scratch anything. I'm going to put that there. Drop it down the hole without banging it around. Once you bottom out, you're just going to thread it by hand so that you know you're not cross-threading anything. Okay, so I should look up the torque specs. All right, so the Googler tells me that this is supposed to be 20 foot-pounds, which equates to 240 inch-pounds, also according to Google. And those are our torque specs, so we're going to go with that. Because if it's on Google, it's got to be accurate. So you want to keep everything straight while you do this. So we're just going to go in. And it should be right there. So that's 20 inch-pounds, or 240 inch-pounds, which theoretically equates to 200 or 220. Wow, I'm all over the place. 20 other pounds. All right, so where did I put my dielectric grease? Way over there. For this, we're just gonna coat the edge of this, the inside edge ideally. And that's gonna be way more than we need, but whatever. And this is what I do. I don't know what's accurate. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Just what I do. I haven't had an issue yet, so I'm hoping we keep that streak going. Alright, this is going to go back down. Remember, this is our potential problem child. Put it down the correct way. And there we are. Put our nut on. Do not know torque specs on this, so we're just going to put the stupid thing on and call it a day. Okay, again, don't know torque specs, just tightening it down. Put our harness back in, clip it into place, and cylinder 1 is done. Now I'm going to do the other 7. If you guys want to watch, go for it. If not, skip to the end. When we get to those ones, I don't know what we're doing, so if you're having problems, stick around, we'll get there. I'm just going to zing through these 3 real quick next. And turn off audio because we don't need it. At this point, we're good to put our plenum back on. We're just going to try and line her up in the back here. Let's see if we can get a side view here. We should be able to pop her on right there. Theoretically. Yeah, just like that. Don't forget about this hose. Get that on because I will forget. We got this bad boy goes in here. Got this other one goes on the other side. I'll come in the back here and go ahead and tighten this hose clamp. There we go. And then of course our duct work. Try not to get too much dust in there because that's post-filtration system. End up replacing this battery before too long, before we have too much fun. But for now, she's still good. Put away our tools. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and start this up. There's our lovely check engine light. Let's say we got 178,983. Holy smokes! Spark plug solved the problem. The light is gone. I even brought in my code reader to clear it. But that seems to have solved the problem. That spark plug must have been completely toast. So I guess that's that. Wow. I've actually never had that happen. I've always had to clear it. This cleared immediately when starting back up. So we're not completely done with problems though. This thing still shakes. Anywho, I don't have to clear the code, which is nice. We'll see if it comes back. I don't know what that was, but for now, if you guys liked what you saw, make sure... Oh, the neighbor's nail gun. I'm like, what the heck? Thought I left a bolt in there. If you guys liked what you saw, make sure you leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos, check out the playlist. We've got several videos on the way because this thing needs a lot of work. I have not forgotten about the red Jeep. In fact, I don't know if you can see through the window there with the glare, but the red Jeep is right there in the driveway. I've been driving it around. I drove it to the barber this morning. Everything's a work in progress. We're just lacking on funds a little bit, so things are a little bit, you know, slow. Anywho, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.